Hello there and welcome, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus, whichever. If you guys have strong Scorpio in your chart somewhere, or if you're just a Scorpio Sun, this is your reading. Yeah, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So for these very intuitive messages that I'm picking up on, I'm just leaving this very open for whatever Spirit wants to say, whatever messages want to come through. Also not really using any oracle cards in specific, like across the readings. I'm not using one type of oracle card or tarot deck. I'm just letting like my intuition guide my choices for oracle decks. So yeah, this could be a message about anything at all. Don't really know what's going to come through, but let's see, what is the just general intuitive message here, Scorpio? Let's see. And I do encourage you guys to check out the messages for your Sun, Moon, and Rising in order just to get a complete picture of what's going on here. So Scorpio, what is the message? We are starting off with Four of Swords. I'm going to take everything in the upright today. We've got Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck here, we've got Five of Swords and Justice and Judgment. Wheel of Fortune. Lots of major arcana seem to be coming up from the bottom of the deck. I feel called to pull some of these out, actually. Okay, let me just mess with the cards for a second. Okay, Scorpio. The first just general feeling I'm picking up from this spread is conflict within a relationship. And it's not necessarily giving me the feeling of a romantic relationship here. I think it's going to be different for everybody. It definitely can be a romantic relationship, but the first foremost thing I'm getting off of this reading is friendship. Or even could be a family member, like a mother or a sister. I'm definitely getting a lot of feminine energy here. But just use this how it resonates, because I'm seeing, first and foremost, I'm seeing conflict in a relationship. Three of Pentacles do give me the feeling of a friendship. And just in this deck in general, it's a very feminine deck. There's lots of females in these cards, like a tight female friendship. Maybe there's even more than one person, like more than one relationship that's kind of going through it, is what it feels like when we're going through this balance or back and forth. It can feel like a battle. It could, because Five of Swords too is a battle that's been lost. Four of Swords, maybe you're not talking to this person at this moment of time. So yeah, the messages here are going to be a little different for everyone depending on what your situation is. But I see that as just a big thing on your mind, or in the way is what I'm hearing. In the way, I don't know why this would be in your way, but it seems like this is a heavy thing that you're dealing with. Maybe this even happened a little bit in the past, or like the dust has kind of settled, or yeah, I think it's going to be different for everyone, because I see things moving forward. I see things happening the way that they're supposed to, like, yeah. So I do, first and foremost, yeah, I do sense conflict. I do sense maybe words were said or something happened. We're opening with swords. Swords have a lot to do with communication. It can be even miscommunication. It could be like you felt like a burnout with this person, or felt like maybe it is even for some time like the relationship wasn't heading in a positive direction, or you felt the little missteps here. You felt the little disagreements going on, almost because Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. That's what kind of gives me the feeling like, okay, maybe there was a breakup here or disharmony, and maybe the dust has settled, or there's been some time to think, or some time to give yourself space, because it does feel like you need, you know, at some point in time in this connection, it feels like you've needed some space or some distance. I'm even hearing like safety from this person, like a feeling of protecting your energy. And what's really on this person's mind heavily, or maybe even on your mind, is like reconciliation, or kind of like closure. So it's going to be different for everybody. For some people, I see like you want to talk to this person, you want to reach out, you want clear communication. It feels like you haven't had that in the past. So I'm picking up on relationships here, problems in relationships, and this can be any type of relationship, because I'm getting more of the feeling of platonic energy, like a friendship, like a best friend even, that you've had troubles with, or miscommunication, or misstep, or maybe even a breakup or an ending. And it feels like this person's energy is just really strongly in your space right now. What's going to happen here? Okay. What do you need to release? It's coming up. Waning moon. Surrender to the divine. Wow. Powerful message. Those two coming up together. Surrender and release. I've got at the bottom of the deck, nothing is yet set in stone. Expect powerful change. When this card comes up, nothing is yet set in stone, that can just be like the feeling right now. Like maybe it feels as though things are up in the air for a lot of people. If this is something like, it feels like, because Five of Swords feels like we've given up. You know, it feels like this person, like they're not willing to work with you. You know, we do have justice here, which can be about really being fair, but because I only take right now, I'm only taking cards in the upright, okay? But I do see like every single card naturally has both energies to it. So justice, although it means fairness, it means someone's willing to listen to you, and like there's equality and fairness in the justice card. There's also unfairness in the justice card. You know, someone who, like I said, literally isn't treating you fairly. They are not in tune with what they think is right or wrong. They maybe are protecting their own need to be right at all costs. Justice. Wow, Scorpio, I was like in the middle of your reading and I realized my camera stopped recording. I don't know what the heck. Maybe it is a sign of just the challenges you guys are experiencing here in this relationship. Yeah, so I don't know exactly where we cut off. I know I drew a bunch of cards and I realized like none of those cards were coming up on the camera, on the screen. So I'm going to actually redraw. I'm going to use this deck, the Iris Oracle deck, but just to kind of recap here, what we're going through. This feels like heavy energy. Okay? This feels like For some people, I do get the feeling of like you've left home. So that can be, because I see like this home in the background, like this Queen of Wands is leaving. So for some people, I do get the feeling of a mother, a relationship with your mother, like you've left home, left your mother. For other people, I do see, you know, this can be a romantic connection. Just take what resonates. Let me know in the comment section how this resonates for you. If in the sense of a romantic connection, it does feel like a soulmate, someone from a past life. So walking away from this person that feels like home, you know, which is either like a long friendship, a long-standing relationship, or literally a family member literally walking away from home. The energy here feels very, very strong, very intense, very karmic. Feels like a losing battle with this person, almost like they'll never see your side of things, like they've been treating you unfairly, like they're unwilling to see your side, unwilling to understand you. And it almost feels like you've been forced into this place where you've had to let go or had to walk away. So it feels uncomfortable. It feels heavy or intense, or yeah. But what Spirit is trying to say is this actually is in alignment with your soul purpose, even if the feelings are uncomfortable or undesirable right now. These are coming up as like highly spiritual, very spiritual cards, and with release and surrender coming up so strongly. It's like kind of like you can't control this person's actions. You can't force them to see your side. You can't you can't force anybody here. All you can do is learn and grow and move on. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a prediction like, you know, will you come back together with this person? Because there's just going to be two different groups here. For one, and I think you'll just know. You'll just intuitively know which group you're in. You know, for one, basically, I see no reconciliation, and for the other I do see reconciliation. So for group one with no reconciliation, you're just gonna know. This is not gonna be a surprise to you. You're gonna know, like, okay, this person is toxic. I don't want this person. I don't want to come back together with them. And in that case, this is a lesson. Like, maybe even the lessons hit you later, because this feels like it is a part of your spiritual awakening, a part of your karma, part of your karmic lesson. And part of that lesson is like you can't control people, and a part of this lesson too is your perception, your perspective as well. So there is like a higher level perspective that I think you're going to see. For other people in group two, I do definitely see reconciliation here. So either you're going to be in group one or group two, especially if this is like a mother figure or family. It seems very tough, but I think I do see this higher goal of you guys working things out. So Spirit does have their hand in this connection. For those of you asking about a romantic connection, again, it can go either way. It feels very highly spiritual, highly karmic. If this is a romantic connection, you're probably dealing with soulmates. We've got Puppet, Gifts from the Past, Inside Looking Out. This person really misses you. They really miss you. They're so sad without you. So much blue or purple in these cards give me the feeling like, yeah, this person is feeling blue. They really are going over the things that they feel have gone wrong. With the Puppet coming up, and it's coming up over this like challenging energy, I do get the feeling of like manipulation, control, and this is a message here for Scorpio. So it can kind of go either way. In one scenario, this person was trying to manipulate or control you, maybe in an emotional sense, or it's coming up over the swords with their words, you know, trying to control you, manipulate you. And for some of you Scorpios, like, you were just not having it with that person. You were just not susceptible to this control. So it feels like you've released them or let them go, because you're like, no, like, they're never going to see my way. They're never going to understand me. You just kind of saw it as a lost cause. And for other people, mysterious mother. Wow. So yeah, let me know if this is a mother figure for some of you. At the bottom of the deck here, we have the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd, and someone soon. We also got death of the deceitful and twin at the bottom of the deck. this is coming through. So you can have more than one person in your life that you've let go of recently, or someone from the past, because more than one, like, different energies are coming up for me. So please take what resonates, because it definitely can just be one person, but for other people, maybe you're dealing with more than one. This deceitful, yeah, picking up like maybe somebody, there feels like some backstabbing energy here, like someone has lost your trust. And this feels like this person you're inquiring for. One, this could be like, this could have been like a best friend or someone you're just really, really close to. This could be a sister. This could be, well, no one is yours but you. Someone who really was strongly present in your life and now they're not. So it can almost feel confusing, or like, wow, this person was always here and now I have to like wander and find someone else. Or it's kind of like this feeling of where do I get my love from now? Where do I get my comfort from now? It feels like this person maybe even abandoned you during a time when you needed them most. No one is yours but you. There's this message of really coming into alignment, especially if you were looking to this other person for love or validation. If you were looking to this person to validate your feelings, Spirit is kind of trying to put you back on course. Spirit is trying to say, like, you have to solve your own problems. You have to maybe even remother yourself or reparent yourself. For some people, wow, we've got the sword paired here with weight of the truth. That's like, you can't handle the truth kind of feelings. For some people, the person you're dealing with, the truth you were trying to share with them, or the light you were trying to share, it feels like some people, like, their reaction was very extreme, or they were very much in resistance to whatever it is you were trying to, because it feels like you may have been trying to tell the truth about something, or like you were trying to be very honest with something that was within you, and this person either like misinterpreted it, or they rejected it, or there's something very, feels like a stabbing wound. It feels like they pulled away when you needed them most, or they, like a gaslighting, and like they didn't validate you like the way you wanted them to, is what it feels like here, Scorpio. So, well, I know I already got a couple of these Moonology cards, but I'm getting the feeling to grab another one. And for a lot of these people, you just have it feels like a connection that has not ended. So there's one of two ways this is going to go. One, and you're going to know if you're in one or the other. One, so for some people, you just know, like, you do not want this person back. Either they are manipulative or deceitful, or for some, it's just like this connection has run its course and you really need to find your own personal healing, your own personal, like, I'm okay, you know, like your own resolution, which can come through with journaling, with therapy, even, like that. There's a feeling, and you'll know if that's you. And then there's this other feeling of, I feel like this person is going to come back to say something, to get this, like get it out in the open, like almost get like some clarity. Here we've got work through your fears, meditate and contemplate. It's time to take action. Nothing is set in stone, and expect powerful change. So it may still feel like up in the air, like what's going to happen. So this, I do see this connection being on pause, or you guys being in no communication, very much so on purpose. Like, it's to come to these realizations, it's to come to these like a new perception or a new perspective, maybe even to just realize, Like, okay, I was triggered by some of my emotional, my pain, some of my past pain. Healing energy coming up as I shuffle. Omens coming up as I shuffle too. Darkness. It feels like something very dark that has been hiding has come up. Whether in you or your person or both. And I feel like that has a lot to do with triggers. Pain, childhood wounds. For those dealing with a mother, a parent, it feels like deep childhood wounds, maybe that you were trying to talk about or clear, and it feels like somebody shut you down or gaslighted you, or like it feels like there could have been just an intense fallout or blow up. Letting go coming up, forgiveness, truth, movement into balance. Love this, new beginnings. So again, definitely seeing the two groups of people. One, like truth. Truth is such a strong message here. We've got weight of the truth, and we've got the sword, which swords also represent truth. What did we have in the cards earlier? We had like justice and judgment. So like deeper spiritual truths. Justice is also that card holding up the sword of truth. Let's read some of these. Let's read these two from the Iris deck, and then we will read the Shamanic Healing Oracle. So for weight of the truth, okay, I'm gonna read a few of these because we've got 75, 76, and 77, and I'm just really drawn to these cards because that message of truth is coming in really strongly. So it says weight of the truth, and interesting, that's number 75, and we've got number 57, twin. You guys could really even be reflecting some of the things that you don't like in each other. You know, like it does feel like you guys are a reflection. Like if they got mad at you for something, they probably have those same feelings inside of them, and vice versa. There's some kind of reflection going on here. But this weight of the truth says, when you are a high priestess, you are a keeper of secrets, ones that not everyone can handle hearing. When you see the truth, the weight of falsehoods carried deep in communities and structures can put a weight on you. It can be overwhelming. All you can do is what you feel is right. Part of seeing the truth is about acceptance too. That was such a strong message, right? Surrender to the divine. And what do you need to release? A lot of that has to do with just accepting things as how they are. And this spread is getting really messy. Almost feels like this connection, or like things got really messy between you guys. It feels like you were trying to come out with the truth, or speak something maybe in your heart. Maybe that's been on your mind for a while, or maybe something even like bubbled up to the surface, and it feels like this person didn't accept it. Like they didn't want to hear it. Yeah, and there's something very painful that comes with it. Because swords, right? Swords can be painful. Swords can be very useful. They represent truth. They represent clarity. But man, you can really hurt someone with the truth. You can really injure someone with a sword. So whatever truth that came out, this had some damage done, emotional damage. Or we're going to read these cards as well. This is death of the deceitful. We would fear death. We fear death of relationships, death of our habits and our patterns. This card is calling upon you to pick up the scythe and cut down those things in your life that are not true. Lay your past self to rest. Don't be afraid of burning bridges you never want to cross again. Spread fire to the things that need to be turned to ashes. Cremate the skeletons in your closet. If people think you're being heartless, intense, ruthless, maybe you are. But you need to be. Death will always bring new life, new growth. So tear down walls without a second thought to what will be built in its place. Be relentless in your path of destruction. It is a necessary death. Some people, you feel like, because I am getting this feeling of someone was really harsh with their words. Harsh truth. We've got so many swords coming up here, you know, that 4 of swords, 5 of swords. So yeah, it feels like on one hand, one person didn't want to hear the truth, and on the other hand, the person was just very, very harsh with their words. Maybe it was you. There's forgiveness in these cards too coming up. Meditate and contemplate. New beginning. So letting go and surrender is such a strong message. It's like a feeling of, you know, you can't control this person's next actions. And I feel, Scorpio, like you're very in tune with what your next action should be, because for some of you, you know this this connection isn't over and that there's going to be reconciliation. So you almost kind of know, like energetically, you feel like there's going to be some forgiveness here. For some people, it is not time yet for that, so there's no rush or no reason to get triggered here. Just take what messages resonate and don't take the ones that don't resonate. Like if you're getting triggered, that message wasn't for you, okay? We've got the sword. The sword says, the sword embraced by our Ouroboros, the sword that cuts both for good and for ill, and the symbol of recreation and the eternal. Together they create 4 quarters, each representing a season and a part of ourselves and a whole. You are the creator of which direction you go, which season you live in, your birth and rebirth, and birth and rebirth again. Hold the sword in your power. You have control, and you can use your sword to protect yourself in constant transformation. Almost feels like both of you guys had your guard up. You're both in like battle mode, you know. One person comes out with a heart truth that just cuts the other person, and the other person immediately gets defensive. And yeah, you could see how this goes. Now we're in a place of loneliness where both of you guys have retreated and feel the need to protect yourselves. What I see here is healing, you know, getting back in touch with just with you, with your own inner divine truth. Crying, I mean, tears are here. Tears are here in this reading. Letting go is here in the reading. Forgiveness of self, definitely. Forgiveness of the other person. I think that's going to come in its own time. There's no force there. But yeah, there's definitely forgiveness coming up here. And whether or not this person is going to come back, you're going to know. You kind of already know in your heart if this is meant to be in the long term, or if this has, because for some of you, it's kind of like with that death of the deceitful, you're like, no, this person was a toxic person. They're not meant to be in my lives. And some of you, you've shut the door and you're like, no. I say this is the spread here, Scorpio, where you can just respect yourself. Like you can respect your own decisions where you're at right now. There's no like forcing you here. There's no saying like who is right or who is wrong. There's just this feeling of like accepting things where they're at and letting things either improve naturally through finding your own like source of healing and your own source of closure, or stepping away and giving this relationship space so you guys can kind of come back together with better clarity, better communication. And yeah, there's no force or there's no rush here. So don't let anything I say get you triggered. That just probably wasn't your message, because there's just so many different messages going on here in this pile. But really, like, you're getting in alignment and connected with yourself, your own inner truth. And especially if there was any kind of codependence, any issues such as that, those have kind of been come up to be healed. Like there's a reason why this connection has been severed at this point. I do want to read this card, Truth, from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, because truth is coming up in so many cards today. It says, the eagle proudly surveys its domain from such a high perch that all pertaining to this situation is revealed. The shadows hide nothing from his keen vision. Once you can remove yourself from the muck that lower vibrations keep you in, you can attain a viewpoint that enables you to see the truth of the matter. This card advises you to search for the truth of the situation, regardless of the emotions it brings up. Are you or someone connected to you unconsciously suppressing the truth? Hiding from the truth can only intensify the lesson later on. So I want to like clean up these cards a little bit, these messages here, because I'm so drawn to how we have an eagle and a Scorpio present and a Scorpion present in this reading, which I find to be so interesting, because it is said that Scorpio, there's two archetypes for Scorpio. There is the Scorpion, which I feel like is most well known, what most people can resonate with, and then there's the eagle, which also does represent Scorpio. The eagle is known to be a more advanced or evolved version of Scorpio, because Scorpio has insight, they have depth, they have emotional depth. So kind of seeing both versions of you represented here in the card, Scorpio. One, that feeling of fear that can be triggering. And this is the spread of you're working through it. We've got movement into balance. And I feel like this is the story, or the kind of the emotions you'll be working through. Again, on here, we've got powerful change. We're even kind of like in eclipse season right now. So this could be very current. Movement into balance, new beginnings, forgiveness, letting go are some of the themes you're going to be working with. And again, forgiveness can be triggering to people. If you feel like this is a person in your life right now that doesn't deserve your forgiveness, it's probably... it's probably talking about your own forgiveness of self. I think that's like a good place to start. Forgiving yourself for trusting too much, forgiving yourself for for how you acted if you were in the lower level emotions, because both archetypes of Scorpio are represented here. One, a Scorpion, when cornered or backed into a corner, can be very reactive. Can be very, they're operating by their instincts, by fear. And the evolved version of Scorpio is up in the sky, right? They have an insight of the truth of things. Scorpio is a very highly psychic sign, powerful sign. It's connected to the emotions of not only your own deep emotions, but the emotions of other people, the emotions of the collective. So, and I'm seeing a lot of emotional feelings in these cards, like especially with these tears coming up, this sun and moon present. It is like you are working through your emotions and moving into balance. For some people, letting go is coming up. For some people that is temporary. For some people you already know if that's like permanent. Like if you these messages are just supposed to resonate with what you already know and not necessarily control or direct you. So you kind of already know if you've let this person go. Messages from your person: I regret lying to you, right? We had that deceitful card in their energy. This can even sometimes not be literal, but rather... I wanted to pull that card out. Sorry, I'm distracted now. Because we have Death of the Deceitful here. So for some people, that's definitely going to be literal. If this person lied to you, you really felt like, okay, I cannot trust this person. I cannot trust a liar. I have to get away or step away or move away from this person. For other people, maybe you were trying to express your pain or express something very truthful, really trying to, let them in on your feelings, and it feels like they rejected it or wouldn't hear you out. Like maybe they felt attacked and felt the need to protect themselves. So in doing so, they may have gaslighted you or, invalidated you. And what's telling me here is their actions, however they treated you, they regret it now. they regret it, and they're trying to bring some more understanding here. So we've got lots of messages coming up. We have, I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson, which kind of confirms for me that, because spiritual lessons are tough. Spiritual lessons are karma. Spiritual lessons usually mean like a tough situation has taken place. We have, I will wait for a sign from you. I wonder if you are happy without me. This person thinks about you a lot. I'm afraid to contact you, and I hid who I really am from you. I want to be more than friends at the bottom of the deck. So many things remind me of you. I lost myself for a little while, and I love you. I knew this was going to come up because I was hearing that as I was pulling these cards away. This person, they're in a lot of pain right now. If you guys are in a separation, they really are in pain from this absence. And I don't mean this to trigger you at all, Scorpio, because I understand that you're in a lot of pain too. And whatever went down, it kind of feels like I do see silence, right? We've opened with the Four of Swords, and it came out with the Five of Swords right under it. So it's kind of like this, it kind of feels like there's no resolution in sight, in clear sight. It feels like there's still like muckiness or cloudiness here. And this person just like thinks about you a lot, and they're also afraid, afraid to contact you, afraid of bringing up the negative emotions again, afraid of whatever went down. It's also just like this situation seems to be triggering a lot of their fears and their kind of like karmic work and karmic lessons they need to do as well. So a lot of this is very karmic, very spiritual. Right, I'm starting to understand our connection, and I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson really coming up. So, and again, those major arcana cards in this reading today are very powerful. Back to these, meditate and contemplate, and like time to take action. I don't think action is coming towards you guys right away. So this is just like a really good time for everyone to like take a step back and really process what happened, process your own emotions, why you're feeling this way. There's just like a feeling here too, especially if this was intense, to just be very gentle with your own energy, show yourself forgiveness, show yourself self-love. This person does think a lot about you, and because this connection is still open, meaning there's either one, been no closure, or two, you guys are going to come back again. So yeah, that's just meant for those meant to hear it. But let me get one final oracle card just for a recommendation for you, Scorpio. Okay, I do want to get an Archangel Oracle card. So what is the recommendation here for Scorpio? Wow, this one wants to fall out. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. Prioritize. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Creative writing. And I know there's no card for like journaling in this deck, but it says make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen, an article or book. So I know creative writing can mean different things, but that's coming up here. And just writing things down, even when you prioritize, there's a feeling of writing things down, writing down manifestations, journaling things, getting in touch with your own emotions, forgiveness of self. I don't see really like a rush to go back to this person. And I also see that Spirit is kind of, it feels like they're helping you out both individually deal with this tough time that you're going through. So any other final messages here for Scorpio? We've got aromatherapy, or I guess these are suggestions for how to kind of get through this tough energy. Clean your space, pleasure. This to me also just looks like the getting an alignment with these chakras, the lower level chakras, which has a lot to do with fear. You know, you could even, you know, if you feel called to look up how to balance, you know, the root chakra or the sacral chakra, that's coming up. Family coming up. 23, which means 5. We're getting 5s in this readings too. So you'll know if this has to do with family. So we've got, okay, I'll just take these last cards here. So these are recommendations for how to get through this tough energy. We've got connect with crystals, journal, connect with fire, and look to the stars. So look to the stars also gives me the feeling that we have movement here. We had the Wheel of Fortune in your tarot cards. It feels like we have forward movement, right? Cleaning your space, aromatherapy. I'm getting the feeling of release or surrender to when you kind of release negative energy. You do clear your space and you invite more positive energy. So kind of that feeling of even cord cutting, which doesn't have to be like permanent, but it is just a feeling of like, you know, burning away what doesn't work anymore, getting so you can get more connected to your own self, centered, balanced. Yeah, I hope some of that makes sense here. At the bottom, we also have make a meal. There is a feeling of, you know, just like take care of yourself, Scorpio, during this time. Show yourself that self-love. And yeah, I do see reunion, especially for those asking about family members. It's almost like this is what I see is this outcome. Maybe this person was so close to you, they felt like a family, or you guys share family members somehow. Yeah, I think like there's this feeling of trust that the universe and spirit is helping you and guiding you through this tough time. And yeah, journaling, writing is coming through pretty strongly as a way to just connect with your own emotions, Scorpio. So yeah, those are some of the messages I'm getting today just for your random intuitive reading. Let me know, please let me know in the comment section if this resonated with you or if you guys like seeing readings like this. It is the first time I'm doing something like this on my channel, so if you guys want to see more readings, you have to make sure to let me know in the comments that you want to see more readings like this. And yeah, make sure that you are subscribed, especially if you resonate with my readings. Turn on notifications so you know whenever I post something new or whenever I go live. That is also a great way to get a personal reading with me in my live videos. You can also get a recorded reading. You could also book a personal reading with me in my Etsy shop, which will be in the description box at the very end down below. So yeah, thanks again for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.